The Kia Optima was the one who revolutionized the midsize sedan segment back in 2011, along with its mechanical twin, the Hyundai Sonata. With such a sales success with this generation Optima, Kia has decided to keep the same recipe for this redesigned 2016 model of having sexy styling, a long warranty, and the most important of all, a great value. So let's go ahead and check out this 2016 Kia Optima EX. Now with this generation Optima, Kia has decided to go with a if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of mentality. Now it's kind of hard to tell the difference between this generation Optima and then the last generation in terms of its exterior styling. They look very similar. But if you do want to tell the difference between the two, just start off with the headlights. Most trims of this new generation Optima will have LED daytime running lights, and they're not LED accents, they're actually LED daytime running lights this time around. And you also do have two projectors too, one for the low beams and one for the high beams as well. And then you still have the corporate Kia Tiger nose front grille. Overall, the styling is still very similar. It's still sexy, and it's still sleek, and it's certainly still one of the best looking mid-size sedans in the class. Now here goes the key fob design for the vehicle. You do have your lock, unlock to release your trunk, and then your panic button. It is a smart key as well. And our trim of the Optima we have here is the EX trim. It's the mid-trim level. Now it's the Snow White Pearl exterior color, one of the most popular colors for the Optima. You also do have smart key access on the driver's door as well as the front passenger door. And then you also do have a gray leather interior. Power driver's seat with your power recline and your power lumbar. Ours is an EX trim, and it has pretty much every single option that you can get for an EX. Now stepping inside of the Optima, the first thing you'll notice is how roomy the interior is. It's a lot roomier than the last generation Optima. Now also, this generation, this interior looks very related to the Hyundai Sonata now. The last generation Optima kind of had its own unique look on the inside, but this generation looks a lot more like the Sonata in the interior. Now you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. The push button start button is also pretty small, I have to say. And what you're hearing there is a 2.4 liter inline 4-cylinder. Now you do have a full leather wrapped steering wheel. Coming to your transmission, you have a 6-speed automatic with manual shiftability. Now you can get a new 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Putting the vehicle into reverse displays your rear view camera with guidance lines and trajectory, and the mirrors will actually tilt down when you put the vehicle into reverse too. Now if you want to get paddle shifters on the Optima, you have to step up to the SX as well as the SXL trim levels. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards. Driver's window and the front passenger window are fully automatic. Let's go ahead and pop up the hood, check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with blind spot detection and LED turn signal indicators. Now with this generation Optima, Kia wanted to make it much more refined this time around and build upon the recipe that made the Optima such a success. Still have these little fake side air vents. 17-inch alloy wheels. And you do have halogen projector beam headlights for the low and the high beam. No fog lights, however. Instead, they replaced it by a little chrome trim piece. High intensity discharge headlights are also available, as well as automatic high beams. Now powering the Optima here is a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, which is your base powertrain. It does have gas direct injection, and it does produce 185 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 178 pound-feet of torque. But we'll see what this baby could do when we hit the road later in the video. Now, there is the availability of a 1.6 liter turbo 4-cylinder and a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder too. You're looking at EPA estimates of an okay 24 in the city and 35 on the highway. However, a redesigned Optima hybrid is expected later of 2016. Now, competitors of the Optima, of course, you have the vehicles in the mid-size sedan class. This includes the likes of the Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, Hyundai Sonata, Ford Fusion, Volkswagen Passat, Nissan Altima, Mazda 6, Chevrolet Malibu, Subaru Legacy, Chrysler 200. There's many competitors in this class. The Optima also has one of the longest warranties in the business, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Coming to the rear, you have LED taillights. These taillights look a lot more like the Kia Sorento now. And then you also do have a chrome exhaust tip too. The taillights do look a little bit sleeker, and you also do have rear reflectors. EPA estimates, like I said, are 24 in the city and 35 on the highway. Total vehicle price is $29,815. Of course, all of your basic power necessities, power windows, power door locks, power mirrors. They also do power fold too. Nice little added luxury touch there. And you also do have memory seat settings for 2 people. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Alright, so driving the 2016 Kia Optima here. Now, not a whole lot has changed in the way it steers and the way the Optima handles. It's still kind of numb feeling. It's certainly not one of the sportiest handling mid-size sedans in the class, but you can feel for where this vehicle is trying to go, which is the most important thing. But the thing they really improved on with the new 2016 Optima is the ride quality. The ride is a lot smoother in this generation Optima, and the ride quality in the previous generation, you could feel a lot of jolts come through in the cabin and a lot of the bumps too, but this Optima really soaks up the road bumps quite well, especially in the XX trim of the Optima. If you do go for the SX trim, the ride quality is really smooth and it's very comfortable. Now, this 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, this base powertrain we have here, provides ample amounts of power. It's pretty adequate, but however, I am pretty disappointed in the fuel economy numbers of only earning up to 24 in the city and 35 on the highway. And when you compare this vehicle to the Optima's mechanical twin, the Hyundai Sonata, the Sonata gets better fuel economy numbers. Now, on this new 2016 Optima, you do have different driving modes. We do have 3 different modes. We have a normal mode, an eco mode, which is the most fuel efficient setting if you want to save fuel a little bit, and then you have a sport setting if you're trying to merge onto a freeway and want a little bit more power. However, I don't notice a huge difference between the three different driving modes. The steering and the handling really doesn't change when you go into the sport mode, and then the ride quality stays the same. It doesn't get any firmer or anything like that. When you go into the eco mode, it helps save fuel a little bit, but not too much. It doesn't really change the throttle response a whole lot or anything of that nature. Overall, the different driving modes are kind of a gimmick in the Optima, as well as many other Kias. A lot of other Kias do the same thing. Now, if you are looking for a sporty midsize sedan, then I suggest going with the Ford Fusion as well as the Mazda 6. However, I think the 2016 Kia Optima nails it when it comes to a very smooth, butter-like ride quality and having pretty good driving dynamics for the average consumer. And many people don't want a firm, sporty, mid-size sedan. They just want something that's very comfortable to live with on a daily basis. And in that regard, the 2016 Optima succeeds. Very nice. Now, the biggest improvement made to the Optima's interior is certainly in its build quality. Now, it feels a lot more solid, a lot more well constructed this time around, and it doesn't feel as cheap. And the interior trim and pieces don't creak as much as they used to this time around too. Now, materials are also pretty good, and they did improve a little bit. You have nice soft touch upper door panels, mid door panels, and the armrest too. Up here on the dashboard, it's nice and soft touch, and you have this molded stitching that runs through the dashboard too. Overall, the interior of the Optima is a little plain looking, but the build quality and materials are excellent. Coming to the steering wheel design, the steering wheel really hasn't changed a whole lot for the better. Kind of still looks a little plain. I wish they would change the Optima's steering wheel in a different kind of way, but it still gets the job done. You still have your steering wheel mounted audio controls, voice recognition, and your Bluetooth phone controls, and you have your cruise control buttons right here. You also do have adaptive cruise control, which is optional. And then you have a little storage cubby down here, USB port, two 12-volt power outlets. Love this wood grain interior trim too. Manually tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then down here you will find a little storage pocket, two cup holders, nice and soft touch, center console lid, and then a USB charging port, little tray right here. Decent amount of center console storage, not too shabby. As far as the seats go, the seats are greatly improved in this generation Optima. They don't feel as firm. Thigh support is greatly improved. It's excellent in this generation. And the headrests are really soft and plush. Really love the seats in here. Coming up here, we also do have an auto-dimming rearview mirror, sunglass container, and you also do have LED map lights. And you do have a panoramic sunroof, and this time around it's not divided like how it was before. It's just one big old sunroof. Now, coming to your AC controls, we do have dual zone automatic climate control. Pretty simple and easy to use, very clean looking layout. You have your temperatures right here, fan speeds, front window defroster, rear window defroster, big knobs and buttons, just like how it should be, and I love how they didn't go with touch sensitive buttons here. Now, coming to the gauges and the instrument cluster, not a whole lot has changed here. It's pretty clear and easy to read. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I would like to see a TFT instrument cluster, however. Now, we do have your tachometer right here, and then your speedometer's located right here. You have your fuel gauge and then your coolant temperature. Coming to that little information center right here, it's all controlled by the button on the steering wheel. And then basically it shows you your basic information such as your fuel range, average fuel economy, turn-by-turn directions for your navigation, your radio, what radio station is playing. Then you have your tire pressure monitoring. Change user settings from the door, the lighting, sound, driver assistance. We also do have blind spot detection on this vehicle. Very nice little feature there. But overall, I love this little information center. Graphics are okay, the rendering's okay. Not the best in the business, but it gets the job done. Visibility in the Optima is okay. It's not the best in the mid-size sedan class. However, seeing out of the front windows is okay. Seeing throughout the windshield, not too shabby there. When you get to rearward visibility, the sleek styling can intrude a little bit. But overall, given out as a whole, it's not too bad. Down here we also do have your heated and ventilated front seats. They're both 3-staged. And then you also do have your heated steering wheel and your different driver selectable modes. Nice little luxury touches there. Now let's get to the main infotainment system and multimedia interface here. This is the Kia Yuvo system. It's a touchscreen, and you could control it by touching on it or by the buttons down here. Now your different radio sources do include all of the norm, AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio. No CD player on here, however, that has been dropped for the 2016 model year. The biggest news on this infotainment system is now the availability of Android Auto and Apple CarPlay in the future. However, Apple CarPlay is not available just yet on the Yuvo system. You also do have your digital clock up here, and then this is your home screen right here. You can control your climate functions from here too, if you don't want to do it by the buttons down below. And then your different media sources do include Bluetooth streaming audio. You also do have your auxiliary input and your USB port with iPod integration. Pandora as well. And you do have your current location. You can view your current location, however you have to have the SD card inserted. We also do have HD radio on this bad boy too. Coming to your phone, you can hook up your Bluetooth phone.
Turn Bluetooth on from your device in order to search.
And then you can have all of your contacts stored on here and then view your recent calls, all that good stuff. Coming to Yuvo e-services, this gives you roadside assistance, your points of interest, and then you can have your e-services guide, your parking minder, shows you where your vehicle is parked on your phone, all that good stuff. And then you have your My Car Zone as well. Overall, love the Kia Yuvo system. We've seen this system many times here before. It's not one of the best in the business, however it does work fairly well. It's pretty user-friendly overall. But the biggest news is definitely the availability of the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto now. And that's the first time ever in a Kia. Alright, and I'm going to go and shut down the Optima. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Build quality and materials do follow through in the rear, so that's nice. Now sitting back here, you will find a lot more rear seat legroom and headroom too in this generation Optima. It's a lot roomier. We also do have dual map pockets, rear air vents, a USB charging port, which is really nice to have back here, and then your 12-volt power outlet too. Then you also do have your rear center armrest with cup holders. The seats themselves are pretty comfortable. They're a lot softer, a lot more plush, not as firm as they used to be. And you also do have LED lighting back here too. Alright. Trunk space is pretty good. You have a little cargo net right here. The rear seats do fold down, 60-40 split, by pulling on these levers and then pushing the seats down. Overall, trunk space isn't too shabby. Love how they give you a little pull handle too. Powered passenger seat with power recline and power lumbar too. Glove box compartment, nice and damp. So the 2016 Kia Optima is an excellent choice for a midsize sedan. It's roomier, more refined, more comfortable, and has a better value. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.